Hello, my family. Okay, so I had an opportunity that came up, and I'm just going to sit here with y'all. It is Wednesday, and we'll just go ahead and have this one as our Coffee Time Wednesday because I am literally, y'all, you ain't going to believe this, for 20 bucks. Oh, we're sucking corn. Y'all, we have 100, well, I had 150 ears of corn. So, and each sack is like 20 bucks for 50 ears. And this turned out to be an amazing deal to start canning corn in my pantry for the winter. And I couldn't be happier. So I'm just going to sit here with you. The other day I was actually snapping beans. We're still working on that. I have some that I have, but I got to pickle those because I'm making dilly beans. Y'all, we are being blessed, and I am going to be grateful. I do know that times like these, it's like this. When opportunities come up like this, I take it as God is saying, hey, I'm bringing this to you as a provision. Do something with this. So I don't procrastinate. I literally start working. So I'm also learning something else, y'all. A lot of times, and I'll be honest with you, just so you all know, you look at me as a very hard working woman, and sometimes I do. Sometimes I push myself a little too much. I shouldn't do some of the things that I do, but when you only have just you and your husband, you just got to do what you got to do. One of them is we are getting wood up for winter this year because we've had a very strange season most of the time. We have never actually been very warm winter like we just had, and rain, oh my goodness, we have been raining constantly since about December, January, something like that, and it's just been pretty much non-stop. We'll get a couple days here and there, and then rain will come again. Now, for the most part, I feel bad for people because I know what it feels like down here in the deep south. But there are a lot of people up north that are getting massive heat waves they're not used to. Y'all, I have a feeling, and many have said here in our own state, that this isn't normal, and they think possibly that we may have a hard winter. So with that, for us here in the deep south and where we're at, we're not used to storms that will have ice and a lot of snow because we don't have the equipment. I mean, this is just not what we're used to down here. So when that happens, it cripples us. To the point is we don't get out. Doing what I'm doing right now, canning my food, is going to help me. But sometimes I also know rest and relaxation. We've been hauling some wood. With all these storms, this is what I say about these provisions. Here's another prime example. With all these storms that we've been having, there's a lot of people that have downed trees, y'all. And so they're taking these trees and they're cutting them down, and a lot of them are putting them on the side of the road to be picked up. Well, my husband currently, that may be changing hopefully, but currently works for the city, and so he sees this wood after work. Him and I will take both our pickups and load them up and bring the wood back so that we can have wood for this winter. So, and a lot of it's dead trees. So God has provided us wood for this year because last year we went through quite a bit of what we had. However, mind you, what we had went through 2 years. So it was time for us to restock. But it's not costing us anything except for working hard. So sometimes you just at that point say, you know what, I need a break. So is there something wrong with needing a break? Absolutely not, y'all. There are days hold on a second, y'all. Now, we just have this. So there are days, I'll be honest, Do I work hard all the time? I do, most generally. But there are days, like yesterday, I didn't feel like doing dishes, y'all. I just didn't. So I saved them for the next day. Why? Because I just needed a break. Some days I'll just turn off my phone. I'll turn off all electronics, step away from the outside world, and just rest. Mentally, physically, spiritually, sometimes we just need rest. Otherwise, you'll lose your mind. And I know the lighting keeps going in and out, y'all. We have partly cloudy, partly sunny, and so it's changing the lighting on my camera. I'm sorry. But some days you just know that I don't feel like being around a bunch of people, or I don't feel like talking to somebody. It's not being rude. It's just our brains are telling us, our mind, our bodies are telling us, hey, I just need a break. I just need rest. I don't have to work like this all the time. So, and I'm bringing this topic up to y'all because you look at me as this person who just works. And sometimes I honestly feel like that myself. And even I know when I can't get up out of bed the next morning, I know I pushed myself so far, so hard. It's time to say, put the brakes on and time to rest, because I can't keep doing this. I don't feel like collapsing. I may be a homesteader and I do a lot, but I also do rest and relaxation, and I chose that since Sunday. Basically, I've stepped back from social media, and I've stepped back from doing things around here, I guess. Some, not all of it, because I can't, this place has to function every day, but I'm not doing as much. So like I said, I do have green beans in my refrigerator. I need a can to make dilly beans out of. But I did that since Sunday, actually. I was on rest and relaxation. I turned off all social media stuff, and I just stepped away from the world because it was just, I needed that refreshing moment. I just needed that downtime. So, and it's okay. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. Okay, so you turn around and decide, I've been caught like this. You decide that, you know what, today I don't feel like doing dishes tonight. So you go, you get your chores done in the morning, and somebody pops up and like, oh my God, you got dishes? Yeah, I got dishes in my sink. You want to go do them for me? Honestly, because I just took a break. And you know what? I'm learning to say it's okay. I used to think I had to get everything done. Do you know mentally what that will do to somebody if they feel like, if you don't do this or if you don't do that? You're no less than if you do or if you don't, honestly. So, and everything gets done eventually, so I don't care. It doesn't mean I'm a sloppy person. It doesn't mean that I don't care about things. Well, in some sense, I just got to say it, I don't care, but it's the opinions of others. You know, y'all, sometimes life happens. I'm fortunate because it's just me and my husband. And trust me, y'all, when it comes to him, he's like a handful of kids. So I get it. But there are many of you who have children. I've been there, I've done that, and life can get chaotic for you. And so just know you don't have to keep moving. Take some downtime, take some rest time. You know, I used to chase dreams, y'all. Chase money, chase dreams, chase this, chase that. And do you know what I end up getting in the process of chasing? Because most of the time I couldn't get to that dream, or it was the sacrifices that were made to chase those dreams. Now sometimes I did succeed. We did actually succeed with this house. But the sacrifices that it took, mentally, it was exhausting. Physically, spiritually, it was just out of this world, pushing to the max to do that. And there were times I asked, is this even worth it? For some things it may be, but you know what? Sometimes I have to think for myself, is prioritizing, is it really, really worth this? What am I after? What am I looking for? What am I actually chasing? Because I'm learning, y'all. I'm really, really learning that just, I could chase my dreams and I'll have it for as long as I breathe, but what happens to the fact afterwards? So I could take and build up that massive account, and then for that one day we're going to go here, or one day we're going to go there. And what if that one day doesn't happen? Because here's what I'm seeing. When we start chasing our dreams, sometimes our dreams take forever. Sometimes those dreams cost us a lifetime. The biggest house payments, car payments, and so we got to fulfill, because we're chasing these dreams, we got to fulfill those payments. In the long run, we're sacrificing time, we're sacrificing quality, intimate time with our family, and maybe vacation or whatever. So there's a lot of sacrificing to chasing dreams, and it's extremely exhausting. So I have learned that sometimes prioritizing what is really important to chase after and what is more important, my health. And so worldly things look good to me. They do. But is it always a necessity? No. So I love, y'all, you want to know what my favorite thing to do to rest and relax? And it's what made me just do this recently. I went and got my year's fishing license. I love camping. I love fishing. I like being in the outdoors. So I would probably choose that over the most expensive vacation site ever, because honestly it's cheaper. The quality time I get to spend with my husband, listening to nature, and look, the fish is good. Let's just face it, the fish is good. It's fresh caught. It's, so there's a lot of benefits to it. And then the relaxing, the mental shutdown, the just stepping away from it all. We don't always talk about those. There's a lot of videos I see where we talk about our income, or we talk about the things that we like to have, or we talk about budgeting to have what we want, and that's all fine and dandy. These are good information. However, what about the shutdown? What about the calm? What about the peace? And prioritize. And so that's where I'm at, y'all. I don't know, maybe it comes with getting older. Who knows? I just know that sometimes, y'all, I think I just like that peace these days, because I just can't keep up with the Joneses, and I don't want to anymore. I've done tried it, and I find, honestly, when I do what I'm doing right now, I get more done. I do not know how this happens, but I get more done without all the anxiety, because unfortunately I have this thing called PTSD and severe anxiety. And when my anxiety kicks in, y'all, I drive myself crazy. Anxiety for me means that my mind is constantly racing. I don't get anything done. I got to get this done. I got to get that done. And when I look at the end of the day, I was like, crap, I didn't get nothing done. Because what I end up doing is I start one area, stop that, wait, I got to get this. So I go over there, and I feel like a squirrel. And when I look at the end of the day going, I didn't get nothing done. Well, that's why. I had a squirrel moment. I lost control. Everything became chaotic. And at the end of the day, I couldn't even sleep, because I was so wound up And then there was thought afterwards is how I didn't get this done, how I didn't get that done. Now everything is adding up. I got to now add this with that and shut down. Just mentally shut down. And so some days, y'all, even I have to do that. So I don't want you to think that all I do is work. Y'all, I'm just like you. I got to have downtime too. So cameras don't show our entire life. Words do. And so to be honest, like I've said to y'all, it's going on 3 years, y'all. Can you believe that? 3 years with you. Lord, that's a good thing. So yeah, I just don't want y'all to think that that's all I do is work all the time, because I mean, for the most part I do, but even I have to shut down. And so this week was my shutdown week, and I know I've got cooking and all that to do with y'all, and you know what, here's the way I look at it: as long as I breathe, y'all, I'll get those videos out. Maybe they're not done yesterday, but I'll get them out, because you know it helps me to stay with you. It helps me to, well, be friends with you and live our lives together. Do we rush everything in life? I mean, look at it this way: we're family, we're friends, we spend quality time together. And to me, these videos, whether I'm shucking corn, canning corn, or making beans, or cooking a meal with you, or just having these coffee time moments, to me, this is my way of having an intimate relationship with you. I mean, I could go ahead and just show these videos and say, hey, you know, this is entertainment. Here's the movie. We've done this and that, and that's it. And y'all look at me like, Lord, woman, I don't know how you do it, you know. But here, this isn't just a thing for me. This is life. And so life tells me to tell you, y'all, I get downtimes just like you. You know those space in betweens and them videos? It's because I need to reflect. It's because I need to step back. Even I work so hard sometimes I drive myself crazy, and what gets me the most isn't so much the work, it's the anxiety of it. So, and then other things in life will come up to add to this, and it's like, you know, this just isn't worth it. I'm like you. There are moments in life, y'all, I have to get down on my knees and just ask God, please, if it's your will, answer this prayer. Look, I'm just like you. I'll get to a point, I'll sit back and think, well, I've got to do this, I got to do that, and then I think, well, how am I going to do this? How am I going to be able to do this? I know I need to, but how? How do I pay this bill? How do I? And it can be exhausting. Some of us will work so daggum hard that we don't know what rest is, and that shortens our life. I don't want to live like that no more. I would rather be the person that I am today. I've watched many people's lives really, really short. I've just recently seen, Lord have mercy, there's a chef. Here's an example. There's a chef really high into entertainment world. She's renowned everywhere. What in the world was her name? She would do the shows America's Worst Cooks or something like that. And anyway, she had really short hair. She was only 55 years old, y'all. I'm older than her. She didn't make it. Now, chasing dreams. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with chasing dreams, but when it becomes our entire life that we can't have a life, I've seen that happen to so many people. We don't have lives. We just chase those dreams, and some of those folks, the saddest ones, and I guess I came to this because there's been some really recently people that I know personally that have passed away. One very, very young, a young lady who started chasing her dreams, bless her heart, in her 30s. She ended up with severe heart issues, and y'all, she just recently passed away too. So these folks made me stop and reflect. What are we doing to ourselves when we do this? What is it worth it? So I will work with what we absolutely need. And if I want some desires, if it fits in, then I'll go ahead and do that. But if it's going to stress me out, maybe I need to think, do I really need this? Because something that stresses me out that bad, I'm not even sure it's even worth having. So I just decide that now that this place is paid off, and so do I really have to work like that no more? No, I don't. I mean, as long as my bills are paid that I have, and we have basic, y'all, I get to try to enjoy life. I do. So, and I'm even watching the amount of things that I spend anymore, because I'm as old as I am. Do I really need it? So, I mean, somebody else is going to get it later in life. Not too soon, y'all, because I plan on doing what I can to live my life as long as I can. So you're just going to have to put up with me for as long as we can have coffee together. I'm not going to try to push myself, and this is the reason for downtimes. I need those downtimes. And you know, I've learned that it's okay to laugh. It's okay to cry. It's okay to sometimes worry, but I also know who to go to when those worries get too much. So I just thought I'd share with y'all while we're shucking corn, drinking coffee. So life, y'all. Here's life. Life for a farmer. Life for a homesteader. We snap our beans, we shuck our corn. We don't always show this online because, well, why? But why not? I like that statement. My mama, a long time ago, there was a question I had when I was going through my cancer. And I asked her, I said, why me? And all my mom could say, and it's resonated in my heart ever since, because I use that for everyday life. She asked me, why not? Why not you? And I'm like, I thought she was being cocky, honestly, but she was very wise. The fact is, she did explain. She says, why not you? Are you any better than anybody else? And I'm like, no. And so she also said that why not you? You can be a testimony to somebody else, or God can use you. So I'm thinking, wow, when I go through anything in life, instead of now asking, why me, Lord? Why do we have to do this? I don't ask that anymore. Believe it or not, even in the hard times and even through our storms, I just say, thank you, Lord, for choosing me. You know, that sounds strange, and it pushes me. Sometimes I wonder why I say some crazy things like I say. You know, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? But I do. I thank Him through everything, because He's using me for something greater. Now, maybe we go through our trials, which we absolutely are right now, like to the wall trials. And so I could just be miserable, let the anxiety just take me, or I could just actually find my peace, pray about the situation, and know that, you know, it's in God's hands and there's nothing I can do about it. I'll do what I can do and let God do the rest, because it's not going to help me to stress over it. I can't fix it. And here's the thing, I can't fix the problem myself. I know sometimes it takes patience and time. Patience and time is not in my vocabulary. It is not my vocabulary. Patience and time is my enemy. Because basically, and this is what's a crazy thing is, my favorite saying is, I don't have time. Truthfully, I don't make time. See, I don't have time to go fishing. Here's some things that I've been doing, y'all. This is why I started taking mental breakdowns. and down times, because I don't have time to go fishing. I don't have time to go enjoy this. I don't have time to go associate with friends. I don't have, you get where I'm going? But see, now let's change this around. Because when I look at everything that I do, was it necessary to do right now? Probably not. What was I doing this for? Okay, there's another question. And so it comes down to, did I make time for that stuff to bring me peace? Instead of saying now I don't have time, honestly, y'all, is because serious, I didn't make time to go fishing. I didn't make time to go spend with my friends. I didn't make time to do anything that was more enjoyable. I didn't make time for me. That was an eye-opener. So that's when I decided, you know what? Instead of saying, here's the other one. How many of us say this a lot? I can't afford this. Do you know, y'all, the revelation that got me to where I'm at today was, here's the bottom line. What we speak out of our mouths, our tongues, are the most powerful things you will ever know. Let me give you an example, okay? And I know a lot of you don't necessarily like when I talk this way, but this is a good point, okay? So in the Bible, Jesus said to a fig tree, you're not producing no more, wither up and die. Now, in just the power of his words, that tree disappeared. It just withered up. There was no more fruit to be made on it, nothing. It was just done, which is a scary thought. So, it even speaks in the Bible that the power of the tongue. Look, we can profess what we want in life, okay? So here's one. I can't afford this. I can't, those two words. I can't, that's bad words. I can't, and I can't afford this, or I can't do that, I can't. We need to change those negatives into positives. We need to profess good instead of bad. We need to stop giving glory to that which stops us from succeeding, and give more word and glory to that says, yes, we can. Can't never could. And that's the bottom line. Can't never could. So instead of saying, I can't afford this, the words change to, I may not be able to do it right now, but I will later. You see how we change our wording. See how it changes the aspect of, wait a minute, so there's something about the word I can't. It's doom. The word I can't, or I'm not, or things that say I can't, I'm not going to be like everybody else, you know. Oh, well, that don't work for me, or I'm glad that is for you, but you know, I can't do that, and I just can't, never could. And with that, I need to even watch my own mouth, because I say that a lot. I can't afford this, I can't afford that. Y'all, I won't if I keep professing that out of my mouth. So, the power of the tongue. The power of the tongue is very mighty. So we can profess what we want in life by just speaking that. So, and it changes the whole aspect of your life afterwards. When you speak positively, and I know maybe it don't look like it right now. Trust me, it's even though it don't look good right now, profess good to the situation. Don't let it overtake you with gloom and doom and oh my gosh, that's it, that's final, it's just, this is the way it is. No, it's not. Change it. Change your wording, because it changes our whole outlook in life. Believe it or not, those powerful words changes everything. Your words make you. And I have noticed that a lot of times that I am sitting here where I need my downtime, y'all, is because I need to change the way I speak. Off this camera, I'm not always a positive person. Off this camera, I have an everyday lifestyle just like you. And off this camera, there are days I just want to scream just like you. There are days I wonder and I'm just holding my hands going, God, I don't know what to do right now, but you do. So just know, y'all, sometimes it's okay to not do your laundry for one day, or not do your dishes for that evening, or, you know, it's okay to put time away to go enjoy something. You can always come back to whatever needs to be done and change those words, I can't, to I can. Maybe not right now, but one day. Change the way we look and feel, and give yourself a break. Give yourself some time. Love yourself. Because you know what? A lot of people may depend on you just like they do me. But we can't be there for nobody, not even ourselves, if we can't take care of ourselves. So y'all, I'm going to continue to shuck my corn so I can go canning. And I've been taking some downtime, and it feels pretty good. I didn't do my dishes last night, just so you know that. I held off my laundry for a couple days, but I got it done. And so, y'all, it's okay. I'm just going to tell you, it's okay. If nobody else does, I'm going to tell you, it's okay. You know, we just spent a little bit of coffee time together. We just spent friend, sister, moments, life, reality. Y'all, I talk to you like you were right here with me, because sometimes it can feel alone. Sometimes you go through things and you feel like nobody is even there. And whatever it is, when I go and make these videos with you, I always feel like I have somebody. There's always a friend indeed sitting with me, drinking a cup of coffee, and we're just sharing one-on-one, even if it's snapping beans or shucking corn. So, I love y'all. And until next time, be good to yourselves. We'll see ya. And trust me, I will get back to the cooking and everything. And I do have some ideas that we're going to do some freezer, because it's getting hot. I will say, for many of you, especially up north, I've been seeing the reports of how you guys are even getting twice as bad as us, and I know how we're feeling right now. God bless you. I'm praying for you. Please be careful. Stay cool. One of the best things you can do for yourselves, if you are outside gardening or if you are outside mowing, whatever, y'all take a nice rag, either anything, a bandana, a washcloth, anything. Soak that bad boy down and wrap it around your neck. Keeping your head and neck cool helps to keep from getting heat exhaustion. Drink fluids slowly. Don't drink it fast. And take care of yourselves. I love you. Until next time, much, much love. Mwah. From Parton's Mediterranean Homestead.